So, it's another day, Wednesday specifically, a lot of excitement. I'm just saying that because really not a lot of excitement. It's actually kind of quiet and mundane, which is also a good thing. So, as I do my normal walk, let me start off with introducing myself. Hey, I'm Louis Porter Jr., and you're watching Transparency Agenda Daily. Mark, what's going on? Hey, Mark, congratulations on your Kickstarter. I know you've only got 3 days left. Just want to put that out there. Show a little love. Michael, thank you for stopping by. So today, we'll talk about fun business stuff. But I think I gotta announce, aren't we like a week or so away from Gen Con? I hope everybody's getting ready. I'm not going this year, of course. I have other plans, which really means I'll be sitting on my couch, which is great, which is what I really need to do. Because I haven't had a real proper vacation in a while, so just looking out for that. What other fun things I'm going to do? I'm going to probably do some more writing, of course, getting my Kickstarter ready to go on the 18th. And that'll be good, so we'll get that all together. And probably getting some more art in. I've been looking at artists for the last couple days. And I look at some more artists tonight and send some stuff out. Natasha, who just finished Hey Paul. Hello, Miss Johnson. Our newest artist, Nikita, just sent me back some stuff for a large, no updated Kayla-san, so I'm going to be talking to her about doing some more art and stuff like that. So it's going to be a lovely, exciting day and weekend coming up and fun stuff. So, yes, it is hot. It is probably today, it isn't like boiling hot, but it's definitely, you can feel it. So it's definitely like 80s, high 80s here. But, the clouds are out. It hasn't started raining, which is, we've had a lot of problems with rain, but it's pretty good. So, on to the important topic today, like teaming up. So, why am I talking about this today? So, let me put some context with it. A couple of days ago, I was talking to some other publishers about, I even mentioned this online too, about doing stock art for ships and locations, because I think that's like the thing that's missing from the stock art field. So someone was putting a comment on, they were talking about sailing ships and this guy who did these ships, and I was like, geez, I wish you'd do more flying ships, because that's kind of something rare and they don't really see a lot, and da-da-da. So we got it talking, we got started talking about stuff. So I pitched him about possibly working on our stock Armada line, and he seemed kind of interesting, so we're going to talk about it more today. That was yesterday, it was tomorrow, but today, to see what actually might happen, and if we can make a deal. And that got me thinking about, so often in the industry in general, we don't actually do a lot of deals. It's usually, we're basically one-man shows, doing our best to get these things together and putting everything together. At the same time, it's like, why don't we do more team-ups? Why don't we just hey, I want to work with you, you want to work with me, let's do a team-up. I think it's also hard to get team-ups together because everybody has a different style. So you got to find some middle part that works well for everybody. I mean, for me, artists, I think the stock art thing is a brilliant thing. I think it works very well. I think it's also just helpful to them. It's extra income, and I think that's huge for artists. I mean, artists who make a good deal can do very well on stock art, and I think we all know that. And I think if you're a publisher and you've got you've got 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 names of people who bought for you already, well, that's a great source of way to get income for that artist. And let's just be blunt about it. The more money you make for that artist and make them generate money for them, the more money they're going to make for you, because they want to work for you, because they know that you're going to take care of them. And that's an important thing. So I think that needs to be focused on a little bit more in the industry. You see it once in a while, but you don't see it as much as you could. Now, I understand that why the big guys don't do it. It is what it is. But definitely the smaller guys, the third-party guys, especially if you're starting out, I would find, honestly, the best way I think you could do a team-up if you're a small, up-and-coming, don't know much, don't have much, do an adventure. Both of you guys chipping some money together, find a writer that you both can trust, and then have them do a part 1 and part 2. And one company takes part 1, the other one takes part 2, and you basically kind of do a crossover. If you're going to do an adventure, if I was going to do one, let's just say, I'll use the guys that were Storm Bunny. I would do Neo Exodus and, yeah, maybe, well, Yeah, I guess I would do that one. New Exodus, and was it maybe the new setting? No, I think I'd use Rune. Yeah, I think I'd use Rune. Got me thinking like, oh, maybe I'll do a modern setting. Like, no, you just let's stick to fantasy right now. So New Exodus and Rune, we'll put it together, and we'll get somebody. Okay, since he's on, I see him, Jeff. We'll get Jeff Lee to write it. We both know Jeff. Jeff's a good guy. Boom. Like, so maybe the adventure starts in one location and then travels to the other one in the second part. Or like, you which I think is the very traditional way to do it, is you get a bad guy from one universe, quote unquote, have them travel to the other person's universe, and then have the people from that one travel to the other one where the bad guy's from. That is like a standard of comic books. It's worked very well. It always seems to kind of work very well. And it works. I mean, it works because, once again, you take a villain or an evil person who's not typical to one world, and he might have a different look. I mean, one of our big bad guys in New Exodus is Syrinx. I mean, basically, it's Ultron. You put Ultron in New Exodus, but then you bring him over to Rune. Well, that's some interesting stuff. There's some different ways you can look at that. There's some different ways you can play that. And I think that kind of puts a different spin on things. Plus, I just think it's a good way that people can build stories out of the adventures and then the campaign worlds they play in. I just think it's a smart idea, and it's easy. I mean, we really tried to attempt to do something crazy when we did Crisis of the World Eater. I think that was too big of a project. Looking back, it wasn't a bad project. It was one of those things of, it only made sense if we'd already done 12 other adventures connecting us with the other worlds, and then here's the big crossover we're going to do. We kind of did the big crossover first, and I don't think it had the same punch it would have if we'd done the smaller ones first. And that was a mistake on my part. Once again, it's like, oh, we can do it. We can do it. And it's like, no, dude, start small. Always start small. Make small little partnerships. Build those, and then you can build from them. And I think it just works in the long run. Plus, you introducing your fans to someone else's stuff could possibly make you more fans. And even better, the person you're working with, they might get some fans that they don't know that they didn't know about them. Because I think we all exist in our own little bubble, and we think, oh, our people are our people, and I don't want to share them or lose them, and that's like the wrong idea to think about it. I think you got to think about it as, how can I provide more and more to people all the time with quality products? And even better, if you can provide more and more for less and less, that's like the winner. How can you provide more for less and less? Because the lower it gets, the more people are interested to buy. People buy more books at $1 than you buy at $5, and then $10 and $20. It's just because of money and choices. So I don't know. There maybe is a way to do something like that. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you could find a way to hook up with. All right, I'll just use some names. It makes it easier for me, and I can think about people I want to do. All right, suppose. All right, who is a small campaign world that I think would work really well as an opposition to New Exodus? I mean, of course, I'm gonna go back to Rune, but I mean, yeah, that's good. But I'm gonna try some other people too. Let me think about some other stuff. But first of all, you got to find a fan. Oh, you know what? Midgard. Midgard is very, very traditional fantasy, very, very standard. It has some very unique stuff too. They have their Gearforge would work very well with us because we have Android, so that kind of stuff would work very well. We have a whole, the cops are out. It's not me this time, but something serious. There's a lot of cops. I can just hear them. I can't see them, but So I think maybe something like that. And I think the best way to start with something like that would be, more lizards today. Would start with something small, like maybe a side trek. Maybe say, hey, and this is what I would do. This is how I would do it. If you're interested in the whole process, let me give you the whole process from point blank. Literally, what I would do is I would get an email out to Wolfgang and say, hey, I have a great idea. In addition, I'd also find out who's Wolfgang's marketing person. I don't really know off the top of my head. The Legendary Games, I would do the same thing. I'd call Jason, hey, Jason, or email him, hey, Jason, this is what I want to do. I say, hey, I want to do like 4 little side treks. 2 of them are in, this is back to Wolfgang. 2 of them in Midgard, 2 of them in New Exodus. And I want to find maybe 1 or 2 elements we can cross over each one that we can use in these side treks to build a little adventure. And if we do it right, which we should, get one writer, somebody who's worked with both of us, someone we both trust. You get them right, all four of them. So it's all interconnected, it all works, it all makes sense. Somebody knows Midgard, somebody knows Neo Exodus. Boom, there you go. See, once again, on that one I put Jeff Leibs. I know Jeff's worked for both of us, so there you go. So you have this whole world connection built. And then when you sell it, you say, hey, you get this one and I get these. You get these two, I get these two. We sell it. We put it up for a bundle. We all get to agree to the price what's going to be with a discount. So, boom. Because really what happens right there, he's going to have customers who say, oh, cool, Sidetrek. Oh, I've never heard of Neo Exodus. What about this? I'm assuming my customers have heard of Midgard. I mean, it's Kobold, so I assume they've heard. But some may not have. Some are like, oh, I didn't play it. I didn't know anything about it. So you automatically get that kind of interaction right there. And you don't have to be a big company to do that with. I mean, two small companies who do it well, who then market it well, can easily rock that. And, it's not about ability level and stuff like that. It's just about focusing on what your plan is. Look, we're doing a Kickstarter, in a couple weeks. We keep talking about it every couple days. We put up some cool picture and do something like that. Because I know talking about it now financially doesn't cost me anything. It's just me talking and promoting it. When it actually comes to time for the Kickstarter, we're hoping all that promotion we did the weeks and month and a half before it happened, it clicks in people like, oh, here's the actual Kickstarter. Here's the thing. Here's what they're doing. I think that is something that doesn't happen a lot because people don't think about doing it. We're doing a digital release party. We're going to do a digital release party on YouTube, 15 minutes before we start the Kickstarter. And they're going to probably run it for the first hour and a half. Just talking about the game, talking about writing, talking about stuff in general. I mean, yeah, of course I want to promote, what we did and stuff like that. But I also want people to understand, why we're doing this and other cool stuff about us as game designers. Because if done right, you're going to hear a lot of crazy stuff from us. And because, we don't always be able to get together like we would like to, I think. If we all lived in the same city, that'd be one thing. But, most people don't have that option. People live different coasts, people live in different areas. When you talk to them, it's on the phone or it's through Skype, and it's quick. I think just sit down and just talk to people about the process and how they go about it and what they think and things they've done wrong and things they've done right. I think that's interesting. I think fans will find that interesting, and people who want to get into the business will find it interesting. That's kind of why, I guess I do this show, because I want people to get excited about what we do and why we do it. So that's important too. See, there's all kinds of layers to this. I just think, you got to find a good way to help you be the best you, whatever that is. Oh, cute little girl just said hi. So, she said hi, come back. Well, that's nice. So, for me, I think that anybody can do this. You don't have to wait till you're big. You don't have to wait till you're like even semi-big. You as a one-person gig, this could be perfect for you. Because writing an adventure really comes down to finding someone to write it and paying them a reasonable rate, whatever that might be. Getting some art or getting stock art, that works too. And then just putting it out. And then talking it up why it's a cool adventure. And you'll get fans. You'll give some away for free to people who want to play and want to test it out. You'll still sell them to others. And you know what happened? People play and say, oh, that's pretty good. Let me check your next one. You do another one, same thing. And then you just keep repeating. And then you have a successful series. I mean, it's not really rocket science going on here and stuff like that. I think it's just you got to be focused. It's hard to be focused and do this all at the same time. Because there is a long hustle about to it, and there's a lot of stuff going on. And it just takes time. Whatever time that takes. Maybe one of those days. Hold on one second. Oh, excuse me. How you doing? No problem. Have a good day.
You too.
So, it's going to be one of those things. You just got to focus on what's important. And the most important thing is really, getting your fans to appreciate what you're doing and enjoying more cool stuff. Jeez. Really, people? Speeding in neighborhoods? It's a neighborhood. Alright, so instead of me blathering on anymore, I'm going to cut this one short. I've been thinking about cutting the video shorter because I think 20-30 minutes is long, even though it's my walk, but I think I can get the message across much quicker, much more effective, and to the point. And, you know, doesn't have to have you trapped on hearing me ramble about stuff and just trying to fill airspace. I think that's also important too. All right, so thank you so much for watching. Okay, that was weird. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back on Friday. We'll probably talk about some more fun stuff, maybe some art-related stuff, of course, some cool artists and stuff like that. And maybe I can be able to talk about the deal that we've made. That'd be great. All right, everybody. You all have a good day, and I'll talk to you all later.